We are about to witness the greatest FNCS of all time in the most random season ever. I don't think you guys realize how stacked this FNCS is actually going to be on NA Central this season, with all of the EU players coming down, such as Vino, Tayson, Pink, every single person like that, as well as already having some of the biggest names on NA, like Peterbot, Clix, Bucky, as well as we are getting squad tournaments this season. There's just going to be an infinite amount of content coming out of this season, and I don't think you guys realize that this could go down as one of the most important FNCSs in Fortnite history. I forgot to even mention the fact that Mongraal and Mr. Savage are also on NA now. So in today's video, I kind of just want to go over every single team that is now in NA, and I want to go over each of their drop spots, everything to do with FNCS. And this is also kind of going to be like a very early predictions video on how I feel like FNCS is going to go. Real quick, first video starts though, I'm actually trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of summertime. We have 2 more months to gain 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new to the channel, please just sub to the channel and turn on notifications right now. If you want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. It helps me to continue to be able to make these videos, and I'm trying to upload every other day. So if you guys have any videos you want to see, just comment it down below. Let's get straight into this video though. All right, so I'm going to start this video off with pretty much a shocker straight off the bat. I'm going to go over some teams that I don't even feel like are going to be able to make grand finals this season. I have 2 big name teams on this list. The first one is unfortunately Mongraal and Mr. Savage. I know they are a fan favorite. I love watching them. They're going to be some insane content to watch this season. I just feel like this season's FNCS is way too stacked on NA, and Mongraal and Mr. Savage just don't necessarily have what it takes, I feel like, to be able to make grand finals. I would love for them to prove me wrong, and maybe after watching a couple of their cash cups, my mind will change. But as of right now, before a single tournament has even happened yet this season, they have to go in my not gonna qual grands category. I have one other big team in the not gonna qual grands category, and he is one of my favorite streamers, and he has been making some crazy content recently, but I have to put Bucky and Ocus here. They haven't made the last 2 grand finals. Bucky really hasn't been grinding Fortnite at all recently. He's been more focused on like IRL content and things like that, and there's obviously nothing wrong with that. But in one of the most stacked seasons in Fortnite history, if you want to be able to qualify for grand finals and make the LAN event, you're really gonna have to no life this season, and I just don't see Bucky and Ocus doing that. And especially with them not qualifying for the last 2 grand finals, I can't even really just put them on this list as like a respect factor type of thing. They just have not been good recently. All right, let's move on to the actual top 10 now. In 10th place, I have Pink and Miro. This is obviously one of the newer teams. It was probably, to me, honestly, one of the most surprising teams that we've seen. I just never really thought we would get a Pink and Miro duo. I think this team is going to go Pink IGLing and then Miro fragging. They're landing at Charon's Crossing. I haven't really seen them play any scrims or anything like that yet. I know Pink is in NA right now. I don't know how good this team is necessarily going to play in like cash cups and things like that, because I don't think either of them are the greatest cash cup performers anymore. But Miro in FNCS, it just seems to always be able to sneak his way into a top 10 or even a top 5 placement. And now that he's playing with an IGL as good as Pink and he's able to go back to his old role of fragging, I think this will be a very underrated team this season. All right, in 9th place, I have Mixin and Blocka. A lot of people might not even know who this team is, but they actually ended up coming to NA last season. Well, Mixin and Paco did, but then they ended up placing like 16th in FNCS and they decided to split. And now Mixin is actually playing with his old duo that he got top 5 in FNCS grand finals with and qualified to Copenhagen with. He is moving over to NA in Blocka. They're landing a little split drop on the right side of Brawler's Battleground, and this is honestly not a bad drop spot at all. I don't see any other big teams landing there either right now, so they should be able to get this spot completely uncontested for FNCS. A lot of people told me that Mixin was actually better than Paco, so it was a good thing that he dropped him. And now that he is playing with a very good player in Blocka again, they should be able to guarantee a top 10 spot in FNCS grand finals. I feel like this team is especially going to do very good in cash cups. They're just not going to get as much attention as they deserve because they don't really make any content, but I'm here to put you guys on right now. You guys better be watching out for this team this season. All right, in 7th place, I have Trashy and Muzz. A lot of people might be saying, who even is Trashy? Trashy actually placed 4th in FNCS Grand Finals last season with Skittles, and he just recently joined Xset as well as one of their ESL players, so you might know him from there. But he is also a very good competitive player as well. There was something weird that like Skittles didn't want to play on LAN or something, and so that was the reason why him and Skittles split after getting 4th place in Grand Finals. But this season he is playing with Muzz, and in my opinion, Muzz is one of the most underrated underrated players in the world as well. I feel like they're very easily going to be able to get a top 10 this season, and I feel like they're also going to drop a lot of high elimination games in the Duo Cash Cup. This is low-key a sneaky top 3 team for me. I can definitely see a LAN qualification coming out of this team. Come back to this video after FNCS is over, because I feel like this could be a very good pick right here. They are also currently uncontested at Pleasant Piazza, so all I'm saying is anything is possible. In 7th place, I actually have someone that I didn't even have on my top 5 list at all last season, and that is Bugha and Aviv. This duo just recently got back together after 1 season of being split up. The only reason why I honestly don't have them higher is because they are currently contested at Classy Courts by Quanti and Japco. I'm pretty sure Japco just came from EU. I'm not even sure if I'm saying his name right or not. But I mean, Quanti was giving Peterbot work off spawn last season before his duo dropped him, so I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be able to compete with Bugha there as well. I have been hearing some things that people are saying Bugha is a little bit washed now, so I feel like this is going to be kind of like a prove it season for him, and he definitely does want to be able to make that LAN event, and it would be kind of crazy to see a LAN event that doesn't have Bugha in it. So all I'm saying is expect a top 10 from Bugha this season. All right, from here on out, honestly, every single one of these people are very hard to rank because I could see any of these teams pulling off a top 3 here. But in 6th place, I have Acorn and Cold. Acorn and Cold are going Brutal Beachhead, and they're probably going to get it uncontested. Since they already qualified for the LAN event, there is really no reason for any team to land on them because they can just grief it all season long, since at this point they're basically just playing for FNCS money and not LAN qualifications. If you don't know what the medallion at Brutal Beachhead does, it pretty much gives you infinite nitro, which is going to be insane for rotations. I don't think this is going to be as powerful as like the Grim Gate coin was last season, but it's kind of like an infinite chili chug splash, so this is still going to be a very powerful medallion. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they're able to pull off a top 3. I don't feel like I need to go too in depth about Acorn and Cold. They've been one of the most dominant teams in the world for the past 2 years. You guys all know how good they are. Let me know what place you guys think they're going to place in the comment section down below. All right, it's time to get spicy now, man. I got Re and Rituals in the top 5. They finished last FNCS in 2nd place. They are still landing Reckless Railways, and they are going to be uncontested for the whole season since they already qualified for the LAN event. Re and Ritual have literally been playing every single scrim so far this season. They are still grinding harder than ever, even though they've already qualified for the LAN event. I just feel like there is some teams that have a better chance that are going to outplace Re and Rituals. But like I said earlier, any one of these teams that I'm putting here could very easily surprise me and finish in the top 3. But there's just so many good teams on NA this season that someone has to go 5th, and that is going to be Re and Rituals for me. All right, in 4th place, I have Yamzo and Tayson. Yamzo and Tayson are currently going the Cammy split, and they were contested by Bucky and Okus, but they literally already alphaed them before the first tournament has even started. So as of right now, it looks like they are going to be uncontested. But even if they're not contested, they were literally playing scrims together when Tayson was on EU. So they have been grinding together so much this season already that they already know the drop spot super well, and I feel like they will be able to beat anybody off spawn there. I mean, it's literally Tayson, but this team has a lot riding for them because I mean, Tayson is obviously known as one of the greatest Fortnite players of all time. So him being able to drop his ego and go all the way to NA because he doesn't believe he can qualify on EU this season, if he is not able to place well on NA, a lot of people are pretty much going to end the GOAT debate right now and say that Bugha is just the greatest player of all time, or even Miro. But we have 3 of like the undisputed GOATs on the same region this season, so it is going to be so fun to just be able to watch them all go against each other and compete this year. All right, let's get into the top 3 here now, man. In 3rd place, I have Kanata and Cooper. Kanata and Cooper obviously had a very good performance last season. They ended up finishing 3rd in FNCS last season, so I think they are going to get another top 3 this season. They're another team that has already qualified for the LAN event, so they are going to be able to get an uncontested medallion, and the one that they ended up choosing was at the Nitro Dome, which is the unlimited ammo one. And if you literally see in the clips that are in the background right here, them plus the bow is one of the most broken things. They can just grief everybody the whole game while having the infinite ammo medallion. In my opinion, Kanata is probably one of the smartest players in the whole game, and Cooper is obviously one of the most mechanical players in the whole game, and they proved last season that they can work well as a duo. They placed amazing in Cash Cups as well as in FNCS, and now that they have an uncontested medallion for most of the season probably, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do insane and place top 3 again. This is a team that could pull off a sneaky little win here. If you guys remember last season, they were kind of keeping up with Peterbot and Pollo for a little bit, but then obviously they went on that crazy run, and then I mean they fell down to 3rd place, but they were keeping up with them on day 1, so I could see a win coming out of Kanata and Cooper this season. All right, 2nd place is a team that I've been hyping up so much, but before tournaments have even started yet this season, it is Clix and Vino. I am really hoping this team doesn't let me down because I have been saying so much good things about them recently. The only thing about them and that a lot of people don't really like is they feel like they are too good of a team to be landing somewhere like Sandy Steps, but I honestly don't know where else people want want them to land. They're not going to be able to get a medallion because every single team that's already qualified for LAN is landing on the medallions. So there is literally no reason to contest those people. And I mean, I feel like they're going to try out Sandy Steps for probably the first couple cash cups. And if it doesn't go well, then they'll definitely switch up their strategy. But if there is any time in Clix's career for him to be able to win an FNCS, it's going to have to be this season. He seems like he is going to be on his grind, and hopefully Vino is as well. I've seen Vino doing a lot of like real life stuff recently since he got to the US, but hopefully it's just for like the preseason, and then once the actual season starts, hopefully they both just fully lock in and they're able to fully focus on competitive and be able to either top 2 FNCS or win FNCS. If this team doesn't qualify for the LAN event, I feel like it would be one of, if not the most disappointing performance of all time. All right, so you guys have to have probably guessed it by now. In first place, I have Peterbot and Poyo. As of right now, they haven't shown me any reason why I can't put them in first place. They have uncontested Redline Rig and the Bunker as of right now. If you guys don't know, Redline Rig is basically the Siphon medallion, so they are going to be able to have an infinite Siphon medallion for the whole game. And I mean, this team won 4 out of 4 cash cups that season. They won 6 out of 6 games in a single cash cup finals, and they hit 1,000 points in FNCS grand finals. If there is anybody else that you're putting at your 1 spot before the season actually starts than Peterbot and Poyo, you are just wrong, unfortunately. Other than that, though, that's pretty much off today's video. Let me know what you guys think about my top 10 list. Comment down below at least your top 5 list in the comment section down below. Very curious who you guys have in the top 5 before the season actually starts. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We are trying to hit 50,000 subs by the end of summertime. We're like 7,000 subs away, so if you guys just want to help support the channel, subscribe right now. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you want to support me even more. Hope you guys enjoyed the video though, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.